Hello, Odd Job Doer here, and today is Easter, hopefully, depending on when I get this video out, but I'm filming it on Easter, and what we got here is a pot of water, and we're going to get to boil here. So, the goal here is to make some very limited edition deviled eggs. And so I'm going to get this pot boiling, and what I'm aiming for here is enough water to basically cover the eggs by about 1 inch. And so we'll see how that figures out here, but for now I got it boiling. Alright, so we got the boil here going, and we're going to add the eggs. In this particular case I'm doing 3. Alright, I got a 1/3 of a dozen. Just kind of lower them in there gently. Hope they don't explode. And it's not a roaring boil. Right? So, eggs in. I'm going to set the timer for... Now, the thing about eggs... Uh-oh. This one might explode here. Is, from my understanding, if you do a 3-minute boil, you get a soft egg. And if you do a 6-minute boil, you get a medium boiled egg. And if you do 10, 11, 12, whatever right in there, you get a hard boiled egg. So I'm adjusting my heat, make sure I get the boil up. I don't need a raging boil per se, but I do want to keep it going, keep those bubbles forming. And if you have more eggs per se, if your chicken produced better, you know, you can get a bigger pot to start with. And I think if you have, like, I think I said somewhere about 7 to 10 or maybe a dozen eggs, whatever, you want maybe a pot that you can have in space with like 2 inches of water. 2 inches of water above the eggs. But we'll let this here go for a little bit, and then I'll get back in a moment for a secret little trick thing we'll try out. Maybe that's a little too high. Bring it back down a little bit. So at this point here, I've had them boiling for about 6 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take them out and put them on a paper towel over here. They're not done, but they're at a stage where I want to do something to them. A little experiment. Now, the first thing here is we got the water still boiling away, and that's great. I'm going to put in some of this ingredients, which people haven't seen around here too much, I don't think. Or maybe it's just me. But it's supposedly okay. And it's good for you. But some of that butterfly pea flour. I would say tea, but it's not really a tea per se. It's a zyme. So I'm going to put about, I don't know, a little palmful of that in there. And kind of get that boiling away. And hopefully this is going to change the water to a nice color or something. In fact, I can see right now it's already changing some. You can use red cabbage maybe for this. You can use Jamaica, if you have Jamaica. The spelling of Jamaica looks like it's Jamaica. So some people might call it that. But like I said, this is like an imported ingredient I had to get from the internet, because this town don't have it. Meanwhile, while that's doing stuff there, over here we got our eggs. And they're probably still hot. So what I'm going to do with this though is kind of give them a little cracking thing. I just want to kind of crack the shell some. You know, I don't want to totally break into it per se, and get the not quite done yolk out yet, but crack it around. Oops. And yeah, this is called a technique called egg marbling. Maybe it works out right, maybe not. Stay tuned, we'll find out though, right? So, ow. Got these cracked up pretty good here. And we'll go back to the pot with them for 4 minutes. Look at that, stirred up. Looking pretty magical in there, eh? In you go. Oops. In you go. And one more, which... right. There. Get them in there. Still boiling. And hit the timer for 4 minutes on that. Now give it a little, stir. Make sure they roll around in this thing. And alright, so it's been the 10 minutes or so on this. I'll go ahead and turn the heat off. Whoa, wrong way. And so, there, turn it off. So, some school of thoughts is actually you get your water, you boil it up, you put your egg in there, eggs, and then you turn the heat off and you put the lid on it, right? And you do that and you time it that way. Another school of thought, that only works good if you have something like a cast iron grate, something where it actually retains the heat. The bottom of the pot, pan, whatever, or this. But you can look right now, I got a nice color in that pot, nice natural color from these butterfly pea flowers. And next what I'll do here is I'll probably just put the cold water, I'll run cold water in this to kind of cool it all down. And get the eggs out there. Here's an egg after it got done boiling. I peeled it, and if you look kind of closely, you can see a hint marbleization effect there. Very, very hint. So, what I got here is another egg that I kind of kept in the water a little bit longer. I took it out. So I'll go ahead and peel this one here and see how it turned out, if time helped it at all. Maybe there's more of a finer line between cracking your egg and letting it boil some more than what I've done. Because it does have to still get through the membrane and parts of the shell. But yeah, this one here does seem to have a little bit more marbleization to it, ever so slightly. And I don't know if it comes out that good. But the last one, since we're kind of playing experimental here, I left in a bit longer. In fact, it's still in the pot, and so I'll see how it's doing. Right, egg there. I can see right now it does have a little more colorization. Oops. So, get the last one out here. If I wipe down the egg hands. Gonna reach across here. Alright. Take a look at this. In fact, actually, I guess this is all kind of warm there. So I don't know how many minutes it's been sitting there, but let's get to unwrapping this little present. Alright. In theory, no two eggs would ever be, marbled the same type of thing. They'll always have a different design no matter how you crack them. But, let's see here. Come on. Alright, so same thing. No. I can see from my pretty high person here in eyes, I can see that how it's marbling there a little bit. It looks kind of neat. I would have liked it to be a little bit darker. Now, don't get me wrong, I think the tea might have done it if I did longer, but you don't want to boil it for longer. The Jamaica, that might have been better to try, because I think that actually, that is definitely a stainer for sure. And last but not least, there's the old food coloring dye, right? And I think that's what some people do use. Now then, I'm going to get, just as another experiment here, because I still got that liquid here in the pot. It looks pretty dark there and stuff. I'm going to go, pour a little cup here. And see how it looks there? Now, I guess it depends on the amount you use and the strength you brew it at as to how you get the coloring of this tea, or this is butterfly pea tea. Let's take a little sip, shall we? It smells kind of neutral. I don't really smell anything to it. And taste good. Yeah. Maybe I brew some of this later and taste it without, putting egg in it. So, next step we do is we're going to do the deviling part of our deviled eggs. So with a sharp knife, hopefully, I'm going to slice this longitudinally right down here or so, and hopefully get a good split to it. Just one nice cut right through the yolk as much as you can. And beautiful. Alright, I don't know if you can see it here. I don't know if the line's good, but that yolk is a beautiful hard-boiled egg. They talk about if you happen to have, I guess, a greenness to it. Maybe that means you've boiled it too long. Sometimes you've seen hard-boiled eggs that have like a green gray to the yolk. I'll check that a little bit here when I go through some of the other ones, and I de-yolk them. But you gotta be careful; these are a little bit slippery. All right. And another fun story here is that once upon a time, the young odd job doer me, back in my childhood, was riding a bike around the schoolyard. After school's out, and it must have been either right after Easter or Easter Sunday. And guess what I found? I found a nice colored egg. And I think I took it home or somewhere. And I thought, you know what? I don't know how long it's been out here for, but probably not too long. But I'm going to crack into it and eat it, I think. So I kind of cracked into it, and guess what? It was actually a soft-boiled egg. Apparently someone had not done their homework on how to do hard-boiled eggs for coloring. And I did not eat it. It was nasty. It was grossy. I mean, yes, some people eat eggs that way all the time, but cracking the thing open, yolk coming out, almost hurled. Now, we have here a mixing bowl. And what we want to do here is just carefully pop out our egg yolks here. Bloop. And then I'm just going to just set this aside right now. But the egg yolks pop out pretty nice, actually. You can see there. Nice yellow. No green. So I'm going to go ahead and pop out the rest of the egg yolks, and then we'll get to the mixing time. What we got here is you got your yolk, and just straight ahead. Most people would suggest just give it a smash. If you have a yolk smasher, that's great. Otherwise, you just take the tines of a fork and just kind of bust up this egg yolk. I'm trying to keep light and fluffy maybe. So get your egg yolks smashed up, granulated to a granulated state. You don't really smash them hard, but you do want to bust them up so they're good and movable. Some people just say use a food processor for this process. I don't have that here, so boom, we got eggs. Now then, a couple school of thoughts. Almost all of them have mayonnaise involved. Same with many of them will have mustard. I think they said there's basically, you know, thousands and thousands of recipes out there for the filling of your deviled eggs. What we got today is this container right here. It's magical. And what's in it, you may say? Because I'm doing 3 eggs, this container over here, take a little whiff of it. Yep, smells good. And what we got in there, now look at that. Anyone guess? Okay, so the base would be normally like a mayonnaise, mustard, and some put like, you know, I think like a vinegar or lemon juice in it. And that's usually like the bare bottom basics. Now, mayonnaise though, you can use, you know, different brands of mayonnaise. You can use a Japanese version, which I would have done if I had some, because I like Japanese mayonnaise versus other mayonnaise out there. Cutie pie, per se. And last but not least, someone mentioned Greek yogurt. I said, oh, I like using things with Greek yogurt. You know, that's great. So what we got here in a little bucket is 1 tablespoon, and this is for this hopefully, of Greek yogurt. I also added half a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Then I added 1/8 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, dry chives, dill weed, and 3 cranks of white pepper, and 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice. Okay, so just kind of spoon this concoction here, pre-mixed, and use dried herbs. Yeah, that's fine. Use fresh herbs if you want to, but lemon juice in there. You know, the mustard, Greek yogurt, all that stuff is going to, you know, combine and make those herbs pop. Alright, so now I got a little bit in here, so what I'll do is actually get some of this egg mixture and just pop it in there and give it a swirl, and hopefully it coats it all nice, and you know, it helps clean it, unless you have like one of those silicone spatula things or something you can, you know, really get in there. Heck, maybe use your finger, clean it out. Alright, so we got that out of there, and then with the same fork that I mashed up, I will just clean it off here and combine it, and hopefully this adds enough liquid per se to the egg yolks, because I don't have any more mayonnaise, mustard, or nothing here, I don't think. Alright, so let me take a few minutes to do this here. It's already coming together pretty quick. Okay, so now a couple ideas here on how to fill these things. If you had a creamier mixture, mine's still a little grainy here. Could use more mayonnaise, yogurt, whatever, mustard, who knows. You can pipe it through a bag, or I'm just going to use the simple method of taking a spoon here and spooning some in the middle there and give it a little pack down. And I'll just repeat one at a time. Kind of get a half fill, just so each egg has something in it. And then I'll go back over and do the rest of the filling in there. Alright. And like I said, if you had creamier mixture, and you pipe it through a bag, you know, get those fancy designs and stuff, but I don't need fancy on this. I just need flavor. So a classic topping for this here is of course paprika, but I got some stuff here that I could have mixed in. We got this here, fragrant green, right? China bowl spice, or some good old 5 powder spice. You could just mix that in probably, or even sprinkle on top. But we got some smoked paprika here. I'm going to just kind of try to dust it on top ever so slightly. You know, make it rain. And now, if I were doing a bunch of deviled eggs, I would have probably gone with the piping method. You know, it wasn't that hard to spoon it in each one, but you also want it creamier. I can see this mixture is probably a little bit dry, but a little bit creamier. Pipe it in there, and voila, much easier. Maybe a little bit harder towards the end because you might run out. Who knows? There's usually some that gets stuck in the bag. And yeah, so there we go. This is a Well, happy Easter deviled eggs. I don't know if you do this tradition where you're from. Maybe have other traditions you do. But any question or comments, leave them down below, and thanks for watching.